Your trainer told you that you can write a if condition. Am I right? You can write an if condition. And while writing if condition, we write statement on true, and else we write statement on false. Statement on false. We write like this. Now your trainer tells you that the person who teaches you language tells you that in the after if condition, the statement actually statements are written in a block. They are written in a block, and your trainer will tell you that without block also it will work. Your trainer will tell you that without writing this block also it will work. It will work. Usually it will work. But if you are not writing the block, what is the purpose of block? The purpose of block is to tell where to start, where to end. By without writing it, what you are trying to tell? You are confusing the compiler. You are wasting the time of compiler. Now you may think it is shortcut, but in software technologies, we call this as bad code. This is bad code. That means your trainer may tell it is a shortcut. That is nonsense actually. Why? Because what shortcut it is? Compiler is unable to understand it properly and immediately. It is, you are wasting its time. You tell exactly where to start, where to stop, then it will do it fast. That means this is not good coding. This is bad coding. These kind of techniques, so many we will see people implementing. Due to that, it will affect the application. So we don't want all this. So that is the reason what we do is in every project, we install language analysis tool. So analysis tool. We install language analysis tool. We call them as LINT. Language analysis tool. Language analysis tool is nothing but it is going to verify the code written by developer is as per standards. If he is violating the standards, then immediately it warns him that this is bad coding. For example, you might have seen lot of language analysis tools like PMD. PMD is a language analysis tool. It is a language analyzer. PMD, Sonar, all these are language analysis tools. And you go to the documentation, you see PMD documentation. In the documentation, you see there is rule reference. You open the rule reference, you will see Java rules, HTML rules, JavaScript rules, everything will come. Suppose I will go to ECMA rules. ECMA means JavaScript rules. I will go to best practice and you can see code styles. In the code styles, you can see here, this is the code style, and the code style. Yeah, you can see this is the code style. And in the code style, you can see they are saying that this is okay, this is bad. This is okay and this is bad. That means they are saying that open curly brace, close curly brace. Here it is not given, but it will work, right? So this is bad. Your trainer will tell you, you can try like this, but we generally in real world don't recommend this, right? We don't recommend this. This is bad. Who is saying this is bad? The people who developed that language, they are saying this is bad. Then who are you to implement your own techniques there? This leads to lot of inconsistency in coding, lot of performance issues. So we don't want developers in real time projects to implement their known techniques, because your known techniques are not known to others in your team. That's not possible to do. So you all have to follow constant standards. And those, for that, what happens is these kind of analysis tools are installed in software. So in your projects, so that when you are typing itself, it will warn you saying that don't do this. This is not good. For JavaScript, one of the JavaScript language analysis tool is ESLint. ESLint is JavaScript language analysis tool, ECML lint tool. This tool must be installed in your project, especially when you are working on JavaScript. You must install this. So you can visit the official website. You can see ESLint. ESLint. This is JavaScript code analysis tool. This is the JavaScript code analysis tool. Find and fix problems in your JavaScript. This is the language analysis tool. Now what you have to do is you have to install this language analysis tool in your project. Then what it will do is, while writing JavaScript code, it will verify is the code according to the standards of JavaScript. If it is not, it will show immediately warnings. It will say that don't do this, right? So, and for that, what you have to do is you have to run this command. What is the command? You have to install another one. Next, what you have to do is another one, run another command. So fifth one, install ESLint, install ESLint configuration. So actually what it is, so it is used to analyze. So, or you say it is used to verify the code and report the issues in code. That means code as issues in code. And what are the issues? Issues not related to compiling. Issues related to what? Issues related to coding standards. Not related to compiling, variable not declared. These are not, that is compiler's work, right? This is coding standards. Are you giving the name correctly? Is the name according to the standards? You know, names are given in camel cases. These all rules are very important. That is language analysis tool. And for that, you have to run the command like this. npm init ESLint config @ESLint config. This is the command you have to run. You need to run this command. It will install ESLint in your project. So let's go to the project now here. So now I will go to the project and here open the terminal. In the terminal, you need to run one more command. What is that command? npm init @ESLint /what config. ESLint/config. You have to run this command. Run the command. When you run this command, now you can see here, it is going to ask some series of questions now. And see, do you want to proceed with the configuration? Yes. Okay, it is installing. And you can see it will ask some series of questions. It is asking how you would like to use ESLint, to check only syntax, or to check syntax and find problems, or to check syntax, find problems and enforce coding style. Enforce coding style means if anybody is not following coding standards, then force him to use the standards. This is the last one we want to do. We want to check errors, find the problems, and not only that, coding styles. Don't allow them to violate the coding standards. So select that, enter. Next step, it is asking which module system you want to use. Module system you want to use. Module system is important for working with JavaScript libraries. I will tell you later in module concept. Oops, you will learn OOP concept. There are two module systems. We have require module system, another one JavaScript module system. Anything you can use, but majority if you are working with just JavaScript, better use this JavaScript modules. So which modules? JavaScript modules. Okay, next. JavaScript module is ready. Okay, next it is asking which framework does the project is using. Is it using any framework like React and Vue? It is not using any frameworks like that. Later we can add them. So none of these. Okay. Is your project using TypeScript? No, it is not using TypeScript, right? If it is using TypeScript, it will add some more settings. Later you can understand them. And where do you run the code? Will you run the code in browser or will you run the code in Node compiler? Node compiler you don't need. Already Node compiler is there. You install Node.js now. So I will run in browser. Here I will select browser because we will see JavaScript with HTML first. If you have to see JavaScript with HTML, then you have to run in browser only. So select that. JavaScript with the server side after HTML we will see. So as of now, we are using JavaScript to run in browser. So select browser. Okay. Next, it is asking, would you like to define style for your project? So this is having, so popular, use a popular style guide. That means define style for your project. This style is nothing but themes. Actually, we have different themes. You can apply those themes. We will see them also. And it is asking which style guide you want to follow. And it is asking the style guide. Is it Airbnb style guide, standard style guide, or Google ESLint guide? Actually, better to follow Google's ESLint configuration because our applications need to be SEO friendly, search engine friendly. Then Google standards are good to follow because Google even provides monetization for our applications. Monetization means they pay money for our apps by keeping advertisements. In that case, you must follow the standards of whom? Google. Google, as per Google standards. We will select that. I will say Google standards. Okay. It is asking which format of config file you want. Config file, always better use which file? JSON. Package JSON and all. Better use JSON file. And with all the questions you have mentioned, it is asking, would you like to install them now? So yes, install them. And which package manager you are using? We know NPM is the package manager. Okay. That is all very important. That is the reason if you don't have a package manager, answering these questions will be difficult. You can't handle this. Now it is going to install everything and immediately you will see in your project there is a new file called eslint.rc.json. eslint.rc.json, and when you open this file you will see the JavaScript settings and see JavaScript settings, and it is showing all the settings. As of now, few settings are there. Now there are so many settings you can configure. Those you have to configure here. A lot of others will be there. Rules. Rules means what? Variable name must be, string must be in single quote, or string must be in double quote, or class names must start with capital letter, like that. All such rules you can write. And if developer is not following those rules, immediately it will show an warning. These are very important. What rules are written, how they are written, everything we will see that. But this is very important to have. Any language requires this. Many people know JavaScript, but they don't know about JavaScript configurations. Right? JavaScript configurations, which are mandatory for real world projects. We cannot simply use JavaScript without setting any standards. So without setting standards, because it will lead a lot of inconsistency in the coding. Now our project is ready. In one way, it is ready. Now we can add JavaScript programs, we can compile them, we can run them, and we can use them. But still there is no interface. We just configured file system. Interface is not there. Interface means there must be startup page. There must be some information inside it. We need to set up so many things. So how do we set up the startup? How do we configure? Those all things we will see now. That we'll see in next session. Tomorrow we will do that. First, you have to do up to this. Up to this, if you keep ready in your PC, then from here, how to move forward in the next step, I will tell you. How to add pages, how to add files, how to write the code, how to run that, everything we will see that. That we'll see in next session. Tomorrow we will do that, okay? In tomorrow's session, we will create the files and we can start working with that. But for that, first you need to set up this environment. If there are any doubts in the next session, I will